Hi everyone, I'm Shaylin here with Reedsy. Today I'm going to be walking you through the steps to self-publish a book on Amazon. KDP is where you'll not only list your book, but also monitor all of its stats and sales. There's quite a lot of information to digest on this topic, so I'll leave quite a few resources in the description for you to check out. I'll leave a few blog posts that you can reference and a few other videos that we've done on the topic. This isn't going to be a start to finish guide on how to self-publish your book. Because this is such a large topic, I'm not going to be covering the entire self-publishing process with Amazon. I'm just going to be covering the portion that actually takes place on the KDP interface. So let's start with a few FAQs. First of all is how long does it take to set up your book on KDP? It actually doesn't take very long, a couple hours to upload all of your files, and between 24 and 72 hours for your book to appear on the Kindle store. However, this doesn't take into consideration all the time that it takes to edit, design, prep, format, write a manuscript. Next up is what kind of royalties will you make? You'll make 70%, yeah, 70% on books priced between $2.99 and $9.99, and 35% on books outside of that price range. However, this is a little different for KDP Select users since KDP Select offers quite a few bonus incentives, one of them being higher royalties on books in certain regions or price points, but KDP Select is kind of a different beast. I'll leave a video talking about KDP Select. And finally is how does it compare to other platforms? The other major platforms are all pretty much the same in terms of usability and royalties. Sure, there are going to be minor differences here or there, but they're all pretty comparable. Really, the main reason why KDP is appealing to authors is because it allows you to distribute through Amazon, which is the largest book retailer and is going to account for the majority of your sales. So all that said, let's go through the 10-step process to set up your book on KDP. Step number 1 is to sign up for a KDP account. Pretty straightforward. You can create a KDP account or you can just sign in through your regular Amazon account. Step 2 is to create a new title. So go to the KDP dashboard. It might prompt you to update your info and you'll get a notification if that's the case. The reason it asks for your bank info is so that you can receive royalties. Once you've updated your information or if it was already up to date, you can create a new title. You can choose ebook or paperback. We're going to be walking through the tutorial to set up an ebook, but it's pretty much the same either way. Next up, you want to enter your book's description. This is something you want to put some time and thought into, so it's probably something that you've already drafted beforehand. Your book's description is a really important marketing tool, so you want to make sure that it's effective and SEO optimized. It should include a hook, a brief but engaging summary, and leave on a question or point of intrigue. You can also include snippets from reviews if you've gotten positive early reviews already. I'll leave a video in the description that you can check out that's entirely dedicated to writing an Amazon book description. Next up, you want to set your keywords and categories. These are search terms people will use to find your book, so they're really important. Categories are fairly straightforward. If you're unsure, cross-reference books similar to yours. Categories work under a category tree, from most broad to most specific. So for example, your first category could be fiction, your second category could be thriller, and your third could be supernatural. You could go nonfiction, biography, and autobiography, and then personal memoir. Categories get very precise. There is a fine balance to be struck where you're putting your book in categories that are niche enough that you're not competing with thousands of other titles and, really well-established best-selling authors, but also not putting your book in categories so niche that no one is looking in them. It's easy to rank as a bestseller in a category if you put your book in an extremely niche category, but it's not that useful if no one is reading that category. Now, keywords are a little bit trickier. You don't want to use categories that are already in your title, just so that you can cast a wider net and have more search terms associated with your book. You can choose up to 7 keywords, so choose wisely. If you're not sure where to start with this, you can check out keyword suggestion tools like Publisher Rocket or WordStreams. This might take some trial and error. You can play around with different keywords and see which ones give you the best results as a user when searching for books similar to your own. Basically, as a starting point, just think about what words you would put into a search engine if you were trying to find your own book but didn't know the title. Remember though, you're not locked in forever when you choose your categories and keywords. This is something that's probably going to take some trial and error until you find the combination that works best for you. So put some care into it, but also don't worry about it too much and be willing to experiment a little. Now it's time to upload your files. This is really easy. You just upload the correct file, give it a few minutes to process, and wait until the green notification appears. If you're publishing an ebook, KDP will convert your file to a MOBI file, which is the file format that they use for their Kindle store. However, if you'd like to upload a MOBI file directly so you know exactly what your manuscript will look like, we've got an EPUB to MOBI file converter that you can check out. I'll leave that in the description. Now it's time to upload your cover. Now, Amazon does provide an on-the-spot cover creator, but since cover design is something you want to put some thought into, if you've left cover design to this point in the process, you might want to take a step back. Cover design is something that you want to put some care and thought into, and in most cases, really all cases unless you are a professional designer, you want to hire a professional to do your cover design for you. This is really simple. Once again, you just upload the correct file and wait for it to process. Your file needs to be in the RGB color space. This is how most image files are set already, and the minimum size is 1000 by 625. Finally, you want to upload as either a TIFF or a JPEG file. Now it's time to think about KDP Select. We've got an entire video on this topic. There is a lot to say, but I'll give kind of a quick rundown of KDP Select right here. So at this stage, you'll be asked if you want to enroll in KDP Select. This is a program that gives you access to extra promotional tools in exchange for Amazon exclusivity, meaning you can only distribute through Amazon. You get the ability to do things like run free book promotions or Kindle countdown deals, and you also get 70% royalties on books priced under $2.99. You'll also be included in the Kindle Unlimited library. There's really only one drawback to KDP Select, but it's kind of a big one, and that's that you have to give Amazon exclusivity, meaning you can't distribute anywhere else. Now, if you were only ever planning to distribute on Amazon, go for it. It'll give you some extra tools, and in that case, you're not really losing anything. Now, both strategies can work, and the KDP Select term is only 90 days, so if you decide it doesn't work for you, you can opt out after that time. But remember that both strategies, going wide and being exclusive to Amazon, require long-term commitment in order to be successful. So you don't want to be jumping back and forth between the two. Figure out which strategy works for you and commit to it. Now it's time to price your book. If you've chosen the 70% royalty plan, which we'd recommend, you want to stay within the $2.99 and $9.99 price range, which should be fairly doable. It's very rare that an ebook costs more than $9.99. If you've chosen the 35% royalty plan, you can set your book's price from anywhere from 99 cents to $200. After you set your price, you'll get a calculation of what your royalties per sale will be. This is how much you'll make per book sale, and it detracts the delivery price, and if this is a print edition, the printing cost. If you're not sure how to price your book, once again, turn to comp titles, see how similar books in your genre are priced. Step number 9 is to enroll in other programs. Amazon has some other programs like Kindle Matchbooks, which allows readers who purchased a print version of the book to download an ebook for free or at a discount, and Kindle Book Lending, which allows people to lend ebooks to other users for a 14-day period. This is also mandatory if you're enrolled in KDP Select. You might as well say yes to both of these, as they're just ways to give added bonuses to your readers without any cost to you. And finally, step 10 is to publish. If all of the previews look good, click the yellow publish button. It can take up to 3 days for your book to appear on the Kindle store, so don't worry if it's not there immediately. If you don't want to do all of this in one sitting, that's also okay. You can save your book as a draft if you need more time to work through all of this. Finally, let's chat really quickly about how to be successful on the KDP platform. We do have an entire video on selling more copies through KDP that I'll leave a link to. It's going to cover basically what I'm about to say, but in a lot more detail and with a lot more information. But for a quick rundown, here are a few tips. First of all, take advantage of price promotions. When your book is at a discounted price, you'll get more sales. Make sure to run price promotions for any KDP Select terms that you do, if you do any. If you're doing a Kindle countdown deal, price your book at 99 cents for the first few days, then $1.99 a few days later, and finally $2.99, spread over the 7-day period. This gives your book a spike of downloads at the start of the promotion, so it climbs the charts and has more visibility at the points in the promotion when the price is higher. Next up, you want to get reviews. Reviews are a really important sales tool and something that you can add to your book's description once you have them. Even a handful of positive reviews can make a huge difference. We do have a blog post and video on how to get book reviews, so I'll leave links to those in the description. And finally, keep changing up your keywords and categories until you find the magic combination. Keywords and categories can be pretty fickle. If after a few weeks your book isn't ranking, change up the categories and keywords until you find a combination that works. Study comparable books in your genre and see if you missed any important categories. Finally, to close off this video, we've got a course on the Amazon algorithm that you can take if this is something you really want to dive into and learn how to make the most of. Because Amazon runs on an algorithm, there are ways to make it work for you, so Amazon is doing a lot of the promotional work for your book for you. That really is the ideal situation to optimize your book to the point where Amazon is promoting it automatically. I'll leave a ton more resources on Amazon publishing and KDP that you can check out in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos from us. We've got new writing, editing, and publishing tips every Tuesday and Friday. Until next time.